No question in my mind, Iceman album of the year. Oh, hold on, hold on. All right, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back. Let's make sure we connected first. Oh, there we go. Notifications coming up. So before we get into the stream, guys, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitch. On Twitch, the handle is bballunlocked with an underscore after this. So just bballunlocked underscore. But all the other platforms, bballunlocked. Obviously, this channel is bballunlocked TV. But yeah, make sure you guys follow me on Twitch, X, all the good stuff. But you guys see the picture here, right? I don't know, man. Seems like De'Aaron Fox is probably an undercover member of the New York Knicks. I don't know. I don't know. But this stream was supposed to happen after game 4. I gotta be honest with you guys. The reason I didn't have a stream after game 4 was because if I would have given my raw reaction right after that game, I probably would have been banned on YouTube. The level of disrespect that I would have gone had I had a stream after game 4, without question, I would have lost this channel. This channel would have been history because what we witnessed, what the basketball world witnessed, has to be the most craziest thing we've ever seen. And that's what that's how we're going to start the stream. I'm gonna give my little speech on game 4, which in my opinion, and to many people out there who watch NBA basketball, on the Spurs side, this is the biggest choke job in NBA history. And there were so many things that went into that loss. Obviously we know De'Aaron Fox, you see him on the screen. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is not to clown De'Aaron Fox, although you see the title of the stream. It's De'Aaron Fox. I did feel like he lacked a bit of accountability. Let's keep it real here. You know, I'm just trying to be funny here, but let's be real. De'Aaron Fox is not the sole reason the Spurs lost game 4. There were a bevy of reasons. It was a complete team effort by the Spurs to lose this game, right? And I must say, seeing that play by De'Aaron Fox, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth because obviously I had the Spurs winning in 6. That's clearly not happening. And it sucks because in each game the Spurs lost, in every single game, as a matter of fact, that's been played so far, these first 4 games, the Spurs had double-digit leads. And they lost. Outside of game 3, they lost every single game. And what the Knicks have shown the whole basketball world is that they're just more resilient. They're more experienced. Granted, they've never been on this stage, but they're the more experienced team, age-wise. And the Spurs got exposed. You know, Wembanyama, I'm not gonna lie, Wembanyama was flexing his muscles, not literally, but you know, he was talking to Mitchell Robinson. You know, Mitch Robinson got that flagrant foul, and Wemby says, "I'm in your head." Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking shit sweet. Spurs about to tie the series 2-2. We about to go back to Madison Square Garden, back to San Antonio feeling good. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Now, speaking of Instagram, I did post the next day my reaction, right? This isn't as bad as, you know, I would have given had I streamed after the game, but before I played this, the Spurs they performed the biggest choke job in NBA Finals history. They blew a 29-point lead. A 29-point lead. Let me stop trolling De'Aaron Fox here. We're gonna get back to you, brother. But the Spurs, at one point, ladies and gentlemen, where is that? The Spurs at one point, ladies and gentlemen, they were up 29 points. Guys, I don't think you understand this. This is a game you're supposed to win. This is a game you're not supposed to lose this type of game. You're not supposed to lose this game. They had a 29-point lead. They led 74. I'm reading the stats here. They led 74 to 49 at halftime. And the Knicks completed the largest comeback in finals history. You cannot lose a game like this. You simply cannot lose a game like this. This I don't know. I know I put in the description of the title of the live stream. Can the Spurs bounce back after game 4? You guys can let me know. But personally speaking, as someone who's been watching the NBA for quite some time now, a lot of playoff basketball, I don't know how the Spurs can recover from something like this. This 3-1 deficit, people are comparing this, because 10 years ago, LeBron did the infamous 3-1 comeback. And many people are comparing this to that series. Everybody at that time, the Warriors were favored in that series. So it's not like the Cavs were expected to win, right? And they didn't lose to a degree like this. They weren't up 29 and then they just blew it and go down 3-1. The Warriors were just playing better basketball at that time. And it wasn't really close up until LeBron and Kyrie Irving went crazy. But this right here, this is absolutely atrocious. Now, before I get into the additional stats, I posted my thoughts on the game, and we're going to get into it. Let's get into it. Fox just put up the biggest choke job in NBA Finals history. Now, it's one thing for the Spurs to blow this lead. Yes, the Spurs at one point were up 29 points on the Knicks, and they blew that lead. Victor Wembanyama chokes his free throws. They were making some dumb plays down the stretch. But all of this could have been erased had De'Aaron Fox had the IQ to just make the right basketball play. You guys are up 1 with 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And De'Aaron Fox decides to go up for the dumbest layup. Then gets blocked by OG Anunoby. All De'Aaron Fox had to do was hold the ball and put the Knicks in a position to foul him, and he hits the free throws, and we're probably talking about this series being 2-2. I'm sorry. This play, this is worse than J.R. Smith. I'm sorry. This is worse than J.R. Smith. There's no question in my mind. This is the worst play I've ever seen in an NBA Finals game. De'Aaron Fox just put up the biggest choke job in NBA Finals. I'm gonna get into why I believe this play was worse than J.R. Smith, but those are my thoughts the day after game 4. Okay? Now, let's read some stats. So in the first half, the Spurs led 74 to 49 at halftime. So they scored 76 points in the first half. The second half, guys, 30 points total. 30 points total. They only scored 14 points in the entire third quarter. And that's where the Knicks had made their huge run. Obviously going into the fourth. They shot under 21% from the floor as a team, the Spurs, after halftime. They just went completely cold in the second half. And it just goes to show you that, and this is on Mitch Johnson as well. Because when you're up 29 and you have a Knicks squad that's slowly eating the lead up, building up the tie, you have to call a timeout, galvanize the troops, and say, hey, slow it down. I'll say this. Mitch Johnson, granted, and it's easy to, because I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna get into the clips. We're gonna react to a couple of clips of some media personalities reacting to this De'Aaron Fox blunder. And it's easy to, somewhat shit on this team because of given the circumstances of how bad they lost. We got to give them respect. They still made it here. Mitch Johnson is an incredible coach, but his inexperience is very glaring here. How do you bench Dylan Harper? I believe it was the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. Dylan Harper provides that spark, and he's 20 years old, playing at a high level on this stage. This is his first year in the league. He's in the finals, and he's performing. He has to be on the floor. And another thing too is, shout out to bball Breakdown. There was a clip I didn't react to, obviously not on stream, but I watched on X where it seemed like the Spurs weren't on the same page during important stretches in the fourth quarter. And I think that's the biggest talking point in these finals. Late game execution by the Spurs. They as far as late game execution, they're bad. They're bad. They're just bad. And the Knicks are showing that their late game execution, their resilience, their belief is just on a whole nother level. It's on a completely different level, man. Completely different level. Victor Wembanyama, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 9 for 25 shooting. Come on, bro. You cannot put up more shots than points scored. That cannot happen, especially when you're talking the way you were talking to Mitchell Robinson. You were yapping, saying I'm in his head. Brother, you have to come. If you're talking like that, and let's get into it, bro. Let's get into this shit, man. We're going to get into it, bro. Because if you're going to talk like that, Wemby, bro, you have to back it up, man. So Mitchell Robinson, Wemby was talking to Mitchell Robinson for most of the game, I guess you could say. And Mitch Robinson, man, said, fuck this, man. I'm tired of this shit.
He catches him up.
Ruling on the floor of offensive foul on Robinson's under review to see if it meets the criteria for a flag.
So they called a flagrant foul on this, right? Shortly after, Wemby says, I'm in your head. We can see Alvarado. By the way, Alvarado gave some great minutes for the Knicks down the stretch. Respect to Alvarado. But if you're gonna talk like that, Wemby, bro, you have to at least back it up with some buckets. And the Spurs, in particular, their best player, their defensive player of the year, he just couldn't figure it out. He couldn't figure it out. Now let me get to the nitty gritty because I feel like I'm rambling. Let me get to the nitty gritty. Sure, Wembanyama missed those free throws, and again, I'm not gonna blame De'Aaron Fox is not the reason the Spurs lost. He's not the reason, but the play that last play is going to be talked about for years to come, in my opinion, because it's It's because of who De'Aaron Fox is. They brought De'Aaron Fox as a veteran point guard, a guy who's supposed to galvanize the troops, a guy that is supposed to slow if Wembanyama is going too fast, if Dylan Harper is doing too much. He's the point guard. He is the floor general. He is an extension of the coach. He's the guy you expect in those high-level moments, high-pressure moments, to know what needs to be done. That's why he's getting paid $200+ million. That's why they brought him in. That's why he wanted to go to the Spurs, to be in a good situation, to be a point guard for a team that obviously, given the circumstances, is going to compete for titles for years to come. So let me get into that. Let me get into that play. Let's get into that play. Where is it? I think I quote tweeted it. Here we go.
Shot won't go. Rebound deflected in the backcourt. Gets it back. Runs it on the drive. The floater's up. Shot won't go. Rebound deflected in the backcourt. Fox has a chance to get it. Fox has it inside. Blocked by Anunoby. 9 seconds remaining. 6 seconds remaining.
This and the thing about this play is the reason people are going to talk about this. It's not De'Aaron Fox's fault that the Spurs lost. Basketball is a team sport. It's not centered. It shouldn't always be centered around one person. The team loses. But given the hole that the Spurs dug themselves in, they were still up 1 with about 17 seconds left. With about 17 seconds left, De'Aaron Fox grabs the ball, tries to be a hero, goes up for a layup, and it gets blocked. In this situation, you hold the ball. No matter what, you hold the ball. As the point guard, as the leader of troops, as the veteran, you hold the ball. And because he didn't hold the ball, it allowed the Knicks to rally and eventually the OG tip-in, which is going to go down as the best shot in Knicks history by many people. The Knicks might fuck around and give him a statue for that shot. And respect to OG Anunoby. He did what he was supposed to do. He crashed the boards. Now, shout out to B-Ball Breakdown. There's a clip I want to react to on stream of the Spurs not being on the same page in a key stretch of that game. And it goes to show you that, again, Mitch Johnson is a great coach. The Spurs are here because they're a great team. They have a great coaching staff, all that shit. But the inexperience is showing in real time. Check this out, guys.
As we see the Spurs come out of their huddle, it looks like they're all set and prepared, just waiting for the Knicks to come out. But watch Harper. He starts darting his eyes back and forth, perhaps realizing the Knicks changed their lineup and now he's not sure who to guard. Now it's Vassell's turn to whip his head back and forth. He's thinking he's guarding Brunson. Fox is pointing towards Shamet as if to say, who's guarding that guy? Now Harper is pointing all over the court while Castle is clearly confused. Wemby thinks he's guarding Cat, but Castle goes to take him, and now Wemby doesn't know what the heck is going on. Still, there's nobody guarding Shamet, and they barely get it straightened out in time. This confusion directly caused them to lose this game, since Wemby should not have been on Bridges, and he certainly should not have switched onto Brunson. Remember, their whole MO is to keep him down in the paint area, especially because they were going to double Brunson no matter what. If you're going to do that, you must have your best rebounder and rim protector near the actual rim.
And that's my thing. Why is Victor Wembanyama at the top of the key? This is coaching. Why?
Instead, Wemby is stuck above the three-point line, nobody's guarding OG, and the rest will go down in Knicks lore as perhaps the greatest play ever made in their history, as the shot goes to the perfect spot for OG to stretch, get some fingertips on it, and guide it right into the hoop. You cannot convince me this happens if Wemby got to stay home near the rim to jump up for the rebound. But to have as much confusion as we saw out of the timeout is problematic to say the least.
Yeah, guys. So
as we see the Spurs come out of their huddle, it looks.
And we're gonna get into we're gonna get into the other topics, things that's going on in the association. But it's like, bro, despite the hole they dug themselves in, this was still a winnable game if the Spurs took care of the little things. De'Aaron Fox holding the ball, Wemby guarding the rim on an important key play. Stuff like that can be the difference between tying 2-2 and giving up the biggest lead in NBA Finals history. Now, let me get into why I believe De'Aaron Fox is lacking accountability. Because I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. If I'm De'Aaron Fox, as a leader, I'm going into that post-game press conference saying it's on me. I fucked up. And I could be wrong. I mean, I didn't see any clips rolling around of him saying I fucked up. It's just, I tried to run faster than OG. Good block, you know. Yo, check this out. I think I have it. Here we go. This is post-game.
I just thought I'd be able to outrun him. That's it. How do you get that? I just thought.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna be real with you guys. When Braun and them, like, given what KD did joining Golden State, when Braun and these guys retire, like, these new age players, bro, like, they don't have that dog in them, bro. Like, do they even care about losing? To me, it feels like this. It feels like he's being nonchalant. Y'all tell me. I posted this on Threads, right? And they were dog walking him on Threads. Make sure if y'all follow. Oh yeah, I don't really promote Threads on the stream. Y'all follow me on Threads too. We almost at 7K on Threads. But I posted his what was it his? Was it that or was it? No. So okay. So what I showed you here was after game 4. But they also had, I think, pre-game, post-game, like, interviews with, like, reporters and shit prior to game 5 today. Or was it yesterday? I don't know. But this is recent. This is De'Aaron Fox. So he responds to criticism following game 4. And honestly, I feel like I'm doing this backwards, but fuck it. We're gonna get into the reaction clips of people talking about his blunder and the Spurs as a whole team. But here's De'Aaron Fox responding to criticism following game 4.
We, lost the lead or how we finished the game poorly, but it's not like people have my phone number and can call me. Like, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. Can't change it now. And I was just coming up yelling at you in your face about it. So it is what it is. We're trying to move on from that. Obviously, continue to learn from the mistakes that we made and how we, lost the lead or how we finished the game poorly. But we think about the next game. It's not like people have.
Now, granted, I do, even though I don't like the response, I feel like, and again, I just like when you, like, if you make a mistake, you gotta own that shit. But it is what it is. The whole team made mistakes. The one good thing, if you're a Spurs fan, that I could take out of this response is they're not focused on thinking about the fuck ups. They have no time for that because at this point, it's one game at a time. They lose, they go home. They lose, they go home. But let me read some of the comments briefly of people responding to people didn't like his response. Check this out. Follow me on Threads, by the way, please. And drop a like on the stream. I appreciate y'all. Somebody puts, he is too nonchalant about how bad he fucked us over. This is a Spurs fan, clearly, probably. Bro, I hate how nonchalant he is. Ain't shit funny, nigga. I ain't even making a mistake. I ain't even making a mistake. It's the smugness after the mistake for me. Bench him next game. You're a veteran. Harper. Castle starting the guard too. Harper plus Castle starting guard duo unstoppable. Bench Fox. A lot of Spurs fans are pushing for De'Aaron Fox to be benched. I mean, I don't. Shit, man. I was a big De'Aaron Fox supporter prior to this game, and in the last stream, I responded to, I forgot who said that they should bench Fox and start Harper. I was like, no, I may have to walk that back at this point. I don't fucking know. But somebody put he was traded from his last team for being stupid too. Laughing is insane. Outside of that play, he had 4 turnovers in 7 minutes. He deserves to be benched and traded again. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. A lot of people didn't like his response. Now, like I said, the one good thing you can take out of this, his response is, like I said, we're moving on to the next game. Fuck it, next game. But for him to not address that he made that mistake, because again, he doesn't go up for that layup. I promise you, we're most likely talking about it being 2-2. Despite Wemby's choked his free throws. Despite all that, blowing the 29-point lead, despite all that. It's crazy, man. But Wembanyama spoke on the possibility of coming back from down 3-1. And do y'all think this is delusion?
Sense of whether or not the group actually thinks they can pull this off?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everybody knows we're going to do it. But I don't know if I agree with you. I feel like we need to isolate that one game and take it one game at a time.
2 days later, do you have a better sense of whether?
Like I said, man, take it one game at a time. At this point, you lose, your season's over. Like coming into Game 5, if any of the Spurs think about Game 6, you're fucking arrogant. Because the Knicks are coming in to end shit tonight. They're looking to be champions tonight. They're looking to win the chip in San Antonio. Shit is fucking crazy, bro. Crazy, man. Crazy. Now here's Mitch Johnson saying that De'Aaron Fox will have the basketball in his hands tonight, at the end of the game tonight.
For decisions that he made in the game, too, was there anything that could have been done differently on OG's tip in after looking at the film? And also, De'Aaron's getting a lot of heat for decisions that he made in the game. Is that difficult to hear, knowing that all he did to help get you guys in this position?
Yeah, I can't speak for everybody else. I don't get into social media. I think I've probably been fired 212 times, and we traded Fox 72 times. And, unfortunately, we still got to show up and play tomorrow, and I got to coach. So the people that matter, we bond together, we stick together through the highs and lows. And, we were, I think, chosen to be in the play-in. And so there's a lot of things that happened. Fox and I were fortunate enough to experience All-Star Weekend together. We got a lot of positive after that. And we lost a tough game in the final.
They should have asked Mitch Johnson, why was Wemby at the top of the key on that key play? It is what it is. They got to move on to the next game. But let's get into some of these reactions. So let's start with Shannon Sharp. So Shannon Sharp came out, right? And it's crazy because Ocho Cinco was actually trying to justify De'Aaron Fox's play. Like there's no justifying that. There just isn't. There is no justifying it. Like, come on, bro. Like, no. And again, I'm not blaming De'Aaron Fox for the loss. The Spurs lost that game themselves, but like to not hold the ball as a point guard, like, wow.
He said he thought he could outrun him. See, in basketball, even if you the damn fastest, the court ain't but so damn big.
Thank you.
I'm saying you think you finna get the top speed. That man ain't got to take but 2 steps. He gonna be right there on the damn glass.
Right.
Like, bro, that don't make sense, man.
You know what, Joe? Did you say that, Ocho? You know what it's like? It's like Tyreek Hill trying to throw. How fast can he run if the ball's on the 10-yard line going in?
Ain't nobody throw up.
So the further back Tyreek is,
right,
the more I can use the speed.
Right.
But Fox, in that situation, bro.
I swear to God, that's my reaction too, dog. I'm like seeing that response, I'm telling you, I feel like some of these players in today's league, bro, especially these young guys that are, they don't have that dog in them, bro. Like, if you see his face briefly, does he look like a guy that's hurting. Like the check's still cleared, right? He's still making his 200 plus mil, whatever salary he made this year. He's still getting paid M's. Shit.
Hey, you know what? Despite what he just said, Uncle Joe, if he made him, we're not having this conversation.
Of course, Ocho. That's just like saying,
but he didn't.
No, Ocho. Even see, there it is, right there. That's the thing. What I'm talking about. You see what happens? You see, you results based. That's still the wrong play. Even if he gets it.
Hold on. Okay. It's the wrong play. Game 2, game 3. Towards the end of the game. Remember that floater, that quick
but he hit inside. He had to take that shot to Ocho.
He made it. He made
Ocho, in that situation,
so having the conversation.
I give you the prime example. It's like a guy scoring a touchdown. And then all of a sudden, he gives the team the ball back. And what did they do, Ocho? They go down, score the touchdown, get a 2-point conversion. Okay. And all you had to do was go down at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah. The right play was to run to make them foul you.
Yeah.
Run time off the clock. The clock is your friend.
Yeah.
He turned it into his enemy.
Facts. Speak, Unc. Facts.
Lord. And see, that's what happens. We talk about this all the time, Ocho. What we say, but what they say, Ocho, we won. What you talking about? We won. See, you accepted something in a win, you never would in a loss.
Yep. Yep.
I had to learn that the hard way. Ooh, boy, hey, Joe, this is a hard one to overcome, Joe. This is a hard one to overcome.
It is. It is. This is gonna be tough.
The Falcons ain't been right since.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I know I said I got Spurs in 6, but I'm gonna be real. I was talking to my friend about I was talking to my homie the other day about this shit. Yo, if the Spurs come back, the NBA might be rigged, bro. I don't know. It just might be rigged, bro.
That was a decade ago.
Hey.
Yo, there's a final script going around on social media. Let me pull this up real quick. Yo, look. There's a script going around. Listen. There's a script going around saying that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And I'm definitely clipping this shit. If the Spurs win this finals, if they won the championship, the NBA might actually be rigged. Like, I'm not even capping. All right, so Magic Johnson also spoke on De'Aaron Fox's blunder. And if Magic Johnson, the greatest point guard of all time, is saying, "Oh, this is perfect. I'm glad I saw this." If Magic Johnson is calling you out, you gotta listen, bro. Like, we have to.
Well, he should have pulled the ball back out. And you know the situation. Before the steal happened or the play happened, you already knew you were up 1. The clock is your favorite friend, your partner. And so what you got to do is say, okay, once the play happened, hey, we're up 1. Let me just pull the ball back out, make them foul me. More time is running off the clock. And I think that play really hurt the Spurs, right? Wemby's 2 free throws that he missed hurt the Spurs. But De'Aaron's a point guard. You got to know every situation. My job as a point guard was to know every situation. And I think he should have pulled that ball back out.
What has this?
Well, he should have pulled the ball back out. And
yeah, this sentiment is being echoed by many media personalities. Magic Johnson, we obviously know he's an all-time great NBA legend, and I'm of the same mindset. De'Aaron Fox holds that ball. We're probably talking about this going back to San Antonio too. It's just facts. I'm sorry. It's just facts. And for De'Aaron Fox to not even address that and at least own up to it, I mean, it is what it is. That's just my opinion, though. I don't know, man. That's just, yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm gonna play one last clip. Channing Frye saying that it's gonna take a lot for the Spurs to come back in this series. It's gonna take a lot. Here we go.
In my head, I'm like, how does this happen? If you're the Spurs, like, and of course, how do you pick yourself up off the mat after something like that and win again, even though you're at home? I don't know if you can put that into words for me. I mean, you're laughing. How could they possibly win this next game?
So, well, that is, you better go talk to Popovich, Jesus, Gandhi, and Martin Luther King.
Those nuns, those Spurs nuns.
Listen,
where are those rosaries, ladies?
Well, here's the issue is that, like, in the NBA, we learn. So they've had a lead, they lost it the first game. They had a lead, they lost it in the second game. They had a lead, and then the Knicks made mistakes, and they won the third game. And so this game, they've had a lead, and they lost again. And so for me, if I'm the Knicks, no lead is safe anymore. No lead is like, oh, let's just give up and put our bench in, because you go, hey, if we keep going, they're going to get tired. And if you look at the end of that game, Landry Shamet was in. The Knicks had played 9, 10, 11 guys. And so during the course of a game, you start to wear down your better players. And Wemby, you don't really see him miss free throws like that. De'Aaron Fox is not making cognitive decisions correctly and making careless turnovers. They're not getting the guys the right.
Why do you say it like that? What the fuck?
The right kind of shots. You can't play those guys in that situation that many minutes and expect them to have their wherewithal compared to the Knicks, who are playing 9, 10, almost 11 guys. It's just you're just wearing them down. By the end of the game, they barely run.
Yeah, man. Well said by Channing Frye. Too many mistakes by the Spurs, and if you're the Knicks, it's hard for me to believe that the Spurs can come back in this series, given the numbers, man, and what we've watched, what we've literally witnessed. Double-digit leads in each game and lost it outside of game 3, and lost them. And if I'm the Spurs, I don't know how you overcome something like that. Can you imagine being down 20? Think about this. I need to give you guys perspective because, like, can you imagine? Just put yourself in the Knicks' shoes. You're in game 4, right? There are so many talks of where am I? There were so many talks of. There was just a big conversation of people saying, "You better not lose this game, Knicks. Better not lose this game." And to be down 29 points at home in a game that many people were saying you must win, because people were saying. Now I wasn't like, again, I had Spurs in 6, but I wasn't saying this. People were saying that if whoever wins game 4 wins the series. So just imagine hearing this as a Knicks player coming into the Garden and you're down 29 fucking points. And to have that belief and come back, if you're a Spurs player, like, I'm like, how the fuck do we beat this shit? Like, it took them making the greatest comeback in finals history for them to win that game. A game in which that put him up 3-1. Dude. I've been talking about this particular thing for like 30 minutes, but bro, like, you guys better be thankful I wasn't here that day, because bro, I was gonna lose the channel. I was gonna lose the channel if I gave my like full reaction, because watching that game was hard. It was easy in the first half. Towards the end of the third and going into the fourth, you're like, what the fuck am I watching? Yeah. Now, would I be crazy to say I have Knicks winning tonight? No. I mean, given the momentum, all things are pointing to the Knicks winning this game and becoming champions. Now, in a world where the Spurs win this game tonight, game 6 is a bit tricky. We'll see, man. We'll see, bro. We'll see. We will see. All right, guys, I want to talk about this real quick. So, in the previous stream, I spoke about how we reacted to Kyrie Irving's highlights. He went up against some of the campers in the NBPA Top 100 camp, and he was cooking.
Chill.
Now, one of the things to look at here is obviously we know he's coming off of an ACL. I think it was his right ACL, a right ACL tear, I believe. And he looks sharp. He looks very sharp. Now, I showed you this to get into this report here where we reported that, via the Dallas Hoops Journal, saying that the Dallas Mavericks have no plans to trade Kyrie Irving, and they actually want him to continue mentoring Cooper Flagg. Now, we all know Cooper Flagg is the this past season's Rookie of the Year, was the first overall pick, and he's definitely going to be a great player for years to come. And obviously, you know, it's been a shaky season for Dallas. You know, they fired Nico Harrison. You know, I think a new GM, I believe. Is it? I think the guy who was the GM for the Raptors, I forgot his name. But honestly, I was expecting for them to shake things up, given that it seemed like they're clearly rebuilding around Cooper Flagg. They traded AD, and you know it looks like they're going to be making more moves. And I won't lie, I won't lie, I was a bit surprised to see that they weren't trading him, because I know that this report came out, but who's to say if this is what Kyrie actually wants? If I'm Kyrie Irving, obviously he doesn't fit the timeline with Cooper Flagg. So I was of the mindset that he may be looking to compete for championships, may want to find another team to play for. But let me get into this article. Let me see. Irving. This is posted by the Dallas Hoops Journal. Kyrie Irving, hold on. I want to read it from them because it was a good. Here we go. Now I must mention that obviously there's multiple teams. So let me finish reading this part before I get into the article. There's multiple teams, several teams, contenders that are interested in trading for Kyrie this offseason. But obviously the Mavericks have made it known to the interested teams that they want to keep him next to Cooper Flagg. Okay? So let's get into this article here. It says here, my bad. Yeah, it's not showing on the screen. My bad, y'all. Is this too? I think I'm too zoomed in. That's why. There we go. Now we're doing something. All right. So it says Dallas Mavericks don't plan to trade All-Star point guard Kyrie Irving, sources told the Dallas Hoops Journal. Several NBA contenders are interested in trading for Irving this offseason, but the Mavericks have made it known to interested teams that they want to keep Irving next to Cooper Flagg. It says Irving and Flagg have a strong relationship, sources said. Flagg, who won the 2025-26 Rookie of the Year award, received consistent valuable mentorship from Irving this season, sources said. Even though Irving sat out the season recovering from his left, so it wasn't his right, it was left ACL tear. Irving will make $39.5 million next season. He doesn't have a no trade clause in his contract. New Mavericks, here we go. So is Masai Ujiri, the guy he's the former, I think, president of basketball operations for the Toronto Raptors. And it says he spoke highly of Irving while addressing reporters following the parting ways with head coach Jason Kidd. There has never been an indication that Dallas is looking to move Irving this offseason, sources said. Kevin Durant once told me that there's only one Kyrie Irving walking around in the world. Ujiri said, I think we have to figure out a way how Kyrie fits with our program. And I've had those conversations with Kyrie, and I think Kyrie will fit. As I said it before, there's a huge curiosity in our minds to see how Kyrie fits playing with Cooper Flag. Okay. So it came from the horse's mouth. He spoke with Kyrie. So based on what I'm reading here, it seems like Kyrie Irving's on board, and maybe the Mavericks have some sort of plan. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, Cooper Flag, he had multiple 40-point games this season. Like, he's NBA ready. Like, he's a really good player. So, but again, it's not like the Mavericks, like they were garbage this year, right? They didn't make the playoffs, like, So, it's gonna be interesting to see what the plan is and how they build around Cooper Flag, and if they start to become a team that competes. I don't even want to put them in contender status because, I don't know. The West is very, very strong. So let's continue though. It says the Mavericks acquired Irving from Brooklyn during the 2022-23 season. Irving and Luka led the Mavericks to the finals in 2024. The Boston Celtics beat the Mavericks in 5 games, and Nico Harrison stunningly traded Luka to the Lakers in February 2025, which is the worst trade ever, right? And the Mavericks have the 9th overall pick in this year's draft. Ujiri hired Mike Schmitz as Dallas's new general manager. Ujiri and Schmitz still need to hire a head coach. That's next on their list. Schmitz, like Ujiri, had strong praise for Irving after getting hired by the Mavericks. And another thing too, right? Maybe Kyrie knows something that we don't, because I think the coach, I also think what type of coach they get will play a role in whether Irving wants to keep this situation going. Obviously, we're not in those locker rooms. We're not in those meetings. All we can do is speculate and me talk about it. But yeah, I'm not gonna get too much into this. But we'll stay closely. We'll closely watch this and see how this unfolds. Obviously, it's the NBA Finals, and then the offseason is here, right, for teams that are not playing. But we'll see. Interesting stuff. Okay. All right. We have to react to this one clip of Isaiah Thomas. Now, I love watching Running Back FDTV. I think Running Back FanDuel TV, but it seems like they bring Isaiah Thomas on to shit on MJ, because every single time I see Isaiah shitting on MJ, it's on a Running Back TV clip where we repost on the channel, on the page, or whatever. So basically, they spoke about Michael Jordan. The topic of Michael Jordan came up, and let me actually hold on. Did I repost it? Okay, so the topic of Michael Jordan came up, and Isaiah Thomas basically spoke about how he doesn't like how the media covers the NBA, because they lie to an extent, I guess you can say. Check it out.
Real quick, MJ and the NBC. First of all, the MJ and the NBC thing this year was actually comical. I will always think it was comical. People got real excited about it. He was going to do a bunch. But I did like the idea of the NBA just having MJ and other legends. Like, how do you feel about the idea of bringing in more legends and having them be more involved on a more daily basis?
Only if they're going to be 100% honest and not promote this BS. Tell the truth about the game. Give our game truthfully, honestly, and factually to the fans, so they can continue to learn and grow and love our game. But the way our game now is being talked about in some ways, it's very mythical, right? It ain't real. Like, we still calling his game the flu game, and they know he didn't have the flu, but they promote it, right? They promote it, and then they historically, get into it, right? So I'm just down for honesty.
I like that.
And telling the truth about what it is that we're seeing. So if NBC is going to bring back people to talk about the game, bring the folks who are going to be honest and tell the truth, not this BS.
Well, I want to talk real.
So you heard Isaiah Thomas, NBA legend Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Piston legend. Yo, Isaiah Thomas, there's clearly still an animosity for MJ, but to give clear context though, right? And I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he gave other examples, but in this particular clip, MJ was brought up, so I have to, talk about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Up until The Last Dance came out, I always thought, hey, MJ had the flu and he dropped, what was like 40 something points, 38, I think, 38 points, whatever. And that was in the finals against, was it Utah? A hostile environment, I guess you can say. And he did his thing. Well, in The Last Dance, it says that he had, was it food poisoning? Because he ate a bad pizza. So I can understand from the perspective that, they sort of kind of over exaggerated it, made it seem like he had the flu when he really didn't. It was just food poisoning because he was hungry late night and they got him pizza and whatever. So yeah, but many people believe Isaiah Thomas is shitting on MJ. And this is another example of Isaiah Thomas shitting on MJ because of MJ being, involved in him not being a part of the dream team. Right. Also, MJ calling him an asshole for not shaking his hand when the Bulls finally pushed through. I think it was in 1991 or whatever to go to the NBA Finals. I think it was right to win their first championship, and he called him an asshole, and that's a whole like back and forth between MJ and Isaiah Thomas. Now, as for will they ever rekindle, I'm not sure, but this was, I believe, a pretty funny thing to react to, and obviously people are going to have their reactions, but he's not lying though. I mean, he didn't have the flu. He had food poisoning, but people will call him a hater. It is what it is. But yeah, yeah, it is what it is. All right, I want to get into this Giannis Antetokounmpo thing. So the one thing I don't, well, I'm not gonna get whatever. I'm not gonna speak on that. It's looking like Giannis is probably going to be traded. Maybe it might be prior to the draft, maybe after the draft. Who knows? But all signs are pointing to Giannis leaving Milwaukee eventually, right? Now, I saw a couple of reports, and there's so much reporting surrounding this topic because it's Giannis Antetokounmpo, and him obviously playing a snippet of Somebody Loves Me, right? This is the song by Playboy. Actually, not Playboy Party. This song is by Party Next Door. I think Drake's in it too. And in the first thing, it says, "We in Miami turning up another notch." Miami meaning it could be the Miami Heat potentially. So there's been rumors of him possibly maybe going to the Heat to team up Bam. But there was one report that came out saying that Giannis, he wants to be part of a storied franchise. It says here, right? And this is posted by many, obviously AI is bringing it up, but many media outlets have posted this, saying that he prefers to be traded to a storied historical franchise. Now, I don't think it's going to be the Lakers because I also saw a report of him wanting to stay in the East. He doesn't want to go West. So I guess you can get the Lakers and Warriors out of there. But Miami and Boston have been the biggest, destinations, and, rumored that those may be one of the two teams that he's highly interested in. Right? Now, I reported on the page a couple of days ago that the Miami Heat are reportedly genuinely concerned about the Boston Celtics, who's believed to have a level of interest in Giannis. Now, the reason this is going to be a big topic of this has become a big topic of discussion is because of Giannis saying that he wants to go to a storied franchise. Obviously, we know the Celtics, they're a storied franchise. Like they're the storied franchise in the East, right? And obviously, Jaylen Brown, his social media stuff after the Spurs lost in the playoffs, that has basically heightened the possibility of it becoming a reality, right? So Boston's reportedly, a Boston trade, we reported this, says that it's reportedly very real, and the Celtics are looking to find a third team for Jaylen Brown. Now, take that, and whatever you do with this information, you guys decipher whatever that is. I'm just bringing it to you guys. Now, another destination that was talked about was the Knicks at the beginning of this season, because Giannis and his agent actually had a conversation with the Knicks, the Bucks organization, and Giannis and the Knicks about a potential trade. Well, that the trade talks fell apart, and that's, whatever. But given that the Knicks are now in the finals and they're basically one win away from an NBA championship, it really, in my opinion, it really wouldn't make sense for them to. And mind you, this is if they lose a championship, which I don't think they will. But if they lose the championship, then yeah, you should probably go for Giannis. You probably should. But Magic Johnson actually came out and spoke.
In my head, I'm like, how does this happen? If you're the Spurs,
Magic Johnson actually came out, and I actually said that prior, and said that he doesn't believe the Knicks should trade for Giannis.
I don't want to hear no talk about Giannis or no other player coming to this team. Not now.
My bad. My bad.
Stephen A., this is a great team. I watched a lot of basketball. The way these guys love each other, play for each other, pull for one another, you're not going to see this anywhere else. See, they don't out-talent you. They grit, toughness, that's how they beat you. And togetherness. Hold on. That's how they beat you. Hold on. It's me and you talking. You know how we do. Here's the problem. You're right. Now, if they had lost in the first round in Atlanta, I don't want to hear that. We can't go back to that. We ain't going back. But
I know y'all hate when I pause the video, but real quick, this is what I was thinking. Like, I was thinking of the same thing. Had they lost that series to Atlanta, Giannis to the Knicks makes sense, right? Given the circumstances now, it really ought to make sense, especially if they win the championship.
flip side is also this. Mr. Five-time champion. You know what I'm saying? Five times. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, right? What? If you don't win the championship, and I'm scouring the landscape, Detroit made some mistakes. They're going to retool. Boston's going to be back with a healthy Tatum. I'm looking out west. I'm looking at OKC, J-Dub, AJ Mitchell. I'm looking at San Antonio. I'm looking at Minnesota. I'm looking at Houston. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is you're telling me this team, win, lose, or draw, as presently constructed, no changes whatsoever if they don't win. I didn't keep them together if they win. You keep them together and you make small changes. This team knows how to play so well with each other and offer Brunson. Everybody's comfortable in their role. Okay. Cat could start for another team tomorrow, but he's comfortable with being the second guy to Brunson, right? OG could go to another team, maybe be a star properly, but I'm good. I can play my role. Bridges, I'm good. And we all were down on him. That's right. In that first I was series. Right. But the next one, he's fantastic. See, he's fantastic. And then Hart, you can go start for another team. Nobody, no guard, no two-guard rebounds like Josh Hart. So you got the pieces, and they're all happy, Stephen A., and they know how to play with Brunson and off of Brunson. That's the key now. You're not going to find that. Now, if I trade for Giannis, how many dudes I got to give up to get him? That's true. That's true. It's a different team now. Right. I got to give up 2 or 3 guys just to get them. Right. And now the whole team, I'm talking about a team, changes. This team, I love this team. They play basketball right. I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything. I love the Knicks. I'm not changing.
Magic has made some very valid points. I mean, obviously, if the Knicks somehow get Giannis, they're gonna have to give up a boatload, and that's the risk in today's NBA when trading for a superstar, right? One of the top 5 guys in the league. So you're sacrificing depth for a guy who's still the best two-way player in the league. Granted, the Bucks had a bad season, but he's still the best two-way player in the league when healthy. I mean, Magic makes valid points. So I do think the conversation gets brought back up and changes if the Knicks lose the series, because ooh-wee, if the Knicks lose this shit, they might as well. Spike Lee, all these Knicks fans, they already talking about the parade and shit. Do you know how many memes there'll be if the Knicks actually lose this series, bro? Bro. Listen. All signs point to the Knicks winning this shit, bro. Like, but at the end of the day, it's still 3-1. It's not 4-1. Job ain't finished. But boy. Whoo. Can y'all imagine? It says Carmelo Anthony calls out Mitch Johnson for not playing Harrison Barnes in game 4. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Let me show y'all this. It says Carmelo Anthony calls out Mitch Johnson for not playing Harrison Barnes in game 4. It says he's the guy. He settles everything down. When shit gets too rowdy, he settles everything down. I don't know why he didn't play in that game on the road, knowing that you needed to settle your guys down. That was just a bad decision. Now, from a pure veteran standpoint, I guess, because Harrison Barnes is a champion. Played with the Warriors. He was, and I'm not going to lie to you, he's clearly not the Harrison Barnes he was in the Warriors championship days, because when this nigga was pulling up threes, I was like, this nigga making that shit. Today, it's the complete opposite. I want Harrison Barnes shooting the ball. No disrespect. I want him shooting the ball. When he shoots that ball, I'm like, yeah. Shoot them bricks, boy. Yeah. But as far as like, on a serious note, a veteran like presence, galvanize. I mean, yeah, I guess, but is Harrison Barnes really changing the outcome of that previous game? I don't know. This is random as fuck. What are they saying in the comments? We talking about the guy who helped. We're talking about a guy who helped blow a 3-1 lead and cost Curry a ring in 2016? Barnes as chill pill for out of game makes too much sense. Wonder what the coach is thinking. Good point. He did it tons of times during the regular season when it was tight in the fourth. How did he settle the game down? By corner sitting? And that's another thing. That's another thing too. It's not like Harrison Barnes a ball handler, right? He's a 3-and-D guy. He doesn't run plays. He doesn't, handle the pick and roll. He doesn't do these type of things. So, yeah, somebody says this shit they're not doing shit. I mean, I guess Melo's defending the veteran. He's a guy who's been in the league for a while. So, I just don't know if this is the answer. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer. I don't know if that's the answer. Patrick Beverly spoke on the De'Aaron Fox situation. I'm trying to hear that shit. Yo, did y'all see this? So Draymond Green came out and said that he was not a dirty player, right? He says he's not a dirty player, but people like players like, I'm fucking this up. Draymond says that he's not a dirty player, but European players like Wemby are dirty. Then social media pulled up a compilation of him like doing dirty things. This shit's hilarious. Check this out. This is crazy. Yo, NBA Twitter, like, it's undefeated, bro. Like, NBA Twitter's undefeated. Is this it? All right, here it is.
His leg while he was setting the screen. I don't know why anyone would be jumping on the screen like that. But here's what I will say. Victor Wembanyama is a great player. Victor Wembanyama is a European player. And I've been on record saying European players are dirty, and everybody's like, Draymond shouldn't say that. And I told y'all, no, Draymond will fuck you up. I'm not dirty. It's a completely different thing. And I don't think anyone that I play against will tell you, man, he dirty. No, I ain't dirty. That's a different thing. I will mess you up, though. Victor Wembanyama is a European player. They are a bit dirty. It's why beating France in France was such a big deal. Europeans want to own our game, and they are a bit dirty. And so I've said this before, and everybody's like, Draymond shouldn't say that. He can't say that. He's dirty. No, I'm not. I will mess you up for sure because you deserve to get jacked up. Completely different thing than doing sneaky, dirty stuff. So, listen, I don't know that he was trying to take him out. I am not smart enough to say, yeah, that's for sure what he's trying to do. But I know Europeans do things a little differently on the basketball court. And I'm just going to leave that at that.
So I hear many American NBA players say this. There's this narrative that European players do a bit more dirty things, like non-traditional things, like just, you know, elbows and certain things. But many people, NBA fans, believe Draymond's dirty. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say Draymond's a dirty. I don't think Draymond's is a guy that goes into the game saying, I'm going to do this. Nah, he's just hard-nosed. And because of how outspoken he is, in my opinion, I believe that people just don't like how outspoken he is, and he just doesn't give a fuck. But what makes this clip even more hilarious is Hater Report dropped a compilation of him doing the dirtiest things some of the dirtiest things in his career, stepping on Sabonis, like. And the reason I'm not playing the music is because I'll get copyrighted. But this, look at this shit, bro. This is crazy. Look at LeBron's face, dog. Yo. I wonder if Draymond watches these. This is crazy, dude. Yeah, man. The internet will never let you forget, though. That's just, they will never let you forget that. Says Austin Reeves says his followers jumped from 60K to 7 million after LeBron posted that viral clip of him coaching him during the game. Damn, Bron gave Reeves that stimulus package.
This is probably my biggest highlight.
This is the one. By the way, I didn't know it. By the way, just letting you know, I have no ideas what clips that we're going to show on the episode until he actually brings them out.
But I would say though, like, there's some great facial expressions.
Oh,
here.
for sure.
First, let's start with Bron.
Can we start? Well, let's start with why is Bron even in the game right now? It's over.
I
must have needed one rebound and one assist. It had to be it. I think I got 19,000, one rebound, one assist.
So Coach Bron is giving his John Wooden right here.
Yep.
Telling you what to do.
He was like, okay. At first he was like, okay, yeah, and then whatever I said, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, no, I know what he's thinking now. He just told us. He's going, why the fuck is he in the game talking about this shit right now? What are we doing? You sit your ass down. Funny. We got the job done.
For sure.
And you're still coaching.
Sure. That's funny.
Still coaching.
That's one of the
some
best
good
clips.
shit.
Yeah.
Amazing clip.
I remember he posted that after the game, and my followers went from like 60,000 to 7 million. I'm sorry, man. Your phone died fast as hell. We were in Philly. I was out at eat with Reg, and I picked up my phone and I just set it back down. I was like, I don't even know what's going on. God damn it, my bad.
That was cool.
That's awesome,
for sure.
Man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you, my dog.
Really appreciate
you. I got the two coolest white boys in the town in the same week.
Yeah, you got White Boy Wednesday.
Oh
and
my
Monday.
God, what the fuck going on? I don't know, man.
King James gave Reeves that stimulus package. Boy, Shaq says he would draft LeBron over Kobe to start a franchise. Says here, I'd probably go with LeBron James because Bron, and I know this is a Kobe Bryant comparison, Bron had it when he came in. It took Kobe 2 or 3 years to get it. Bron had it when he came in, so I'd probably go with Bron. Now, hopefully the Kobe fans can read and, just relax, because I don't think Shaq is saying LeBron is better than Kobe. It's just that coming into the league, Bron already had an NBA body. He was NBA ready, man. He let his, granted, Kobe was a great high school player, right? I think he won a couple of state championships himself, I believe. But Bron was just different coming into the NBA out of high school. He was just physically built different, 6'8", 230 plus. Like, he was just built. He had his NBA body early. Now, obviously, Kobe had to grow into that, but Shaq knows ball here. I think if Shaq, were to be a GM, he'd be a good GM. He's smart. He's smart. All right, there's one more topic I want to react to before I get off this stream shit. Let me do this. Hold on. So did y'all see Jeremy Lin and whatchamacallit? Jeremy Lin and Carmelo Anthony, they linked up. And I thought that was pretty damn cool. So if you guys don't know, right? Jeremy Lin went on this insane insanity run. We all know that. And there was this like narrative that, and mind you, when Jeremy Lin went through that run, Amar Stoudemire and Carmelo Anthony, they were both injured. Right? So Mike D'Antoni at that time, he shifted the offense to be Jeremy Lin centric, and they went on I believe a 7-game winning streak, and that's where the Linsanity thing became a huge, thing. Now let's get onto the selfish narrative, because people were saying that Carmelo Anthony was rushing back from injury to put that to a stop. That was a narrative. And when Carmelo Anthony, and I'm summarizing here, I'm not going to get into the specifics, but when Carmelo Anthony came back, the Knicks started losing. Now, not to say that it was his fault, but they just weren't, they weren't on the same page. And ultimately, Mike D'Antoni, I think he resigned. So he resigned, and there was just, this big narrative that Carmelo Anthony was selfish. He wasn't a team player, yada, 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 yada. So, and you guys can obviously go to Melo's YouTube page and watch the entire thing. But there's a clip I want to react to of, where is it? He also talked about the Kobe Bryant thing when Kobe was like, "Who is this guy? Like, I don't know who he is." That shit was crazy. I'll react to that too. I'll react to that in a different stream. But here it is. It says Jeremy Lin sits down with Carmelo Anthony to give his perspective on the narrative that Melo rushed back from injury because he was going on his Linsanity run with the Knicks. Let's get into it. Oops. My bad, y'all.
What Melo's referring to is guys are dropping like flies because it's one of those lockout seasons, and then all of a sudden,
a horrible year.
And then I'm in the
Amari was
lineup.
out. Who else was out?
Amari, BD was struggling with some stuff. Bibby was struggling with some stuff. Him, Stat, they were both out. And
was
so
Tony Douglas also was he on that team?
Douglas
Also?
He was struggling,
yeah.
But by the time that like the first few games came around, and this is something we had talked about, but by the time that we were starting to figure it out and you were starting to come back healthy, you felt a pressure like, I got to get back healthy. I got to help the team. But we're also figuring out, like, realistically on paper, this is not, I don't think this is like debatable. It's like your style or what you need and my style and what I need, they are not on court the best, like the perfect match, right? Like I am a pick and roll player, ball heavy, ball dominant, and you are maybe the best mid-post isolation scorer. Not just to say that's the only thing that you can do, but you are elite at that. And so these two styles are realistically not something that is going to naturally mesh. So you got to work on meshing at it. And so now we're kind of in this space and we don't really know how to move, and everyone's kind of trying to figure it out. So I'm trying to figure out, like, look, people are like, what are you thinking about? I'm like, let me tell you what I was thinking about. I'm thinking about the guaranteed date. Because they can still cut me. Like, after my first 2, 3, 4 games, like, they could still cut me. Until the day, like, if I go down, if we play the Lakers and I go down with the season-ending injury, I'm getting waived. Like, I'm not thinking all these other things that everybody's thinking about. It's like, I'm literally just trying to make it. And so that's where my mind is at. And he's a franchise player who has to think about the direction of the organization and getting all these pieces together. And, something you said over the phone is like, hey, is Jeremy the missing piece? Like, so you're thinking about all these things holistically, and also the pressure on you to come back, get back, and figure out how we're going to figure all of this out together. Because, obviously Stat, TY, they got their own different styles as well. And so that's kind of like the complexity of the situation, right? Like a lot of moving parts, and all of a sudden you know, I wouldn't even say our coaching staff was aligned either.
No.
Right? Like,
I was going to go there next.
yeah. So our coaching staff isn't aligned.
All right.
And
so this is D'Antoni. This
D'Antoni
is
and Woody.
his brother. Woody, D'Antoni's brother.
Yep.
Phil.
Yep.
Phil's in the front office.
So there's a lot going on.
No, we had Coach Phil.
Yeah. No, Coach
My
Phil.
fault.
Not Phil Jackson wasn't there yet.
This was D'Antoni's crew. Got you.
Yeah.
This was the crew.
So I do, you know, the reality is, you know, and correct me if I'm over speaking, but I do think you felt a pressure of like, I need to get back and prove and figure out like what I'm going to bring to the team because I'm hurt and they're moving in this direction. I'm feeling a pressure of like, okay, I'm rookie minimum. And at the end of the day, like, how do I help what it is that the big three have already started with this organization? And so, you know, again, I was just so new to and so green. Like, we didn't always have the toughest conversations, and we didn't have the environment where we were really talking about things openly either on that team. And so a lot of it was guessing, but yeah, it wasn't easy. Like it wasn't easy and it wasn't perfect.
It was. So that's from his perspective. Now, my add-on to that is leadership, right, comes into play, right? Outside of player leadership, whose leadership and the coaching staff and front office, who is really, forget the front office, because they shouldn't have nothing to do with what happens, what we do on the court. When you think about coaching, right? We didn't have nobody, and I love D'Antoni. Like, despite it's me and D'Antoni too. Like, it's me versus everybody. But even with D'Antoni, it's like he didn't know how to adjust to that either because it was new to him.
Yeah,
and because he didn't understand him, he didn't know about. I mean, he was on the team. But it wasn't like D'Antoni had him in rotation or like, oh, we going to Jeremy Lin and we going to play. No, all of this shit is happening in quick time.
Yeah.
So as I'm coming back, I got to come back healthy to really figure this shit out because I know at the end of the day, this ain't going to be on him.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is on me.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever happens, if it don't work out, they can say, oh, Jeremy Lin had a good run, insanity, boom, boom. That's what could have happened.
Yeah.
So the pressure on me to come back, lead this team, and figure out, oh, if he's going to be the guy, which I told him that we had this was front office.
Right.
Listen, if this is who's going to be the guy, we got to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out, but you have to tell me if this is going to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he playing one way, and then you got the coaching wanting to play a whole nother way because they're still skeptical about what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So they telling me, Melo, all right, cool. Like, we going to hurry up and get back. We don't know how long this gonna. So the pressure on me to get back, I had to really come back sharp. So in between that, there's success, right? There's excitement. There's winning, right? We found something out of nothing in a sense. We was down and out. They was wearing the bags over their heads at our games.
Yeah. I remember vividly.
Right?
Yeah.
So now we get this golden nugget coming in here and revitalize just the energy that we all needed. And I think Amari needed it. I think Tyson needed it.
There was another clip too of and I'll end it with this. Of Melo asking Jeremy Lin what he could have done better as a teammate, what he felt he could have done better as a teammate. There you go.
As your teammate now, was it something that you would have loved to see differently from me as your teammate at that in those moments?
I mean, and we talked about this over the phone. Towards the end of the conversation, I was like, man, Melo, I just gotta bring up one thing. To me, I was like, I said, you know, when I was trying to come back for the playoffs against the Miami Heat, like I wasn't ready to play physically. Like I could have been on the court and been I don't think I wasn't going to help the team. Like I was really dealing with a serious surgery, like a serious thing where it's like, I didn't have my step. I didn't have my explosiveness. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to play anyways. I'm gonna try to
Right.
play anyways. So I'm like, I'm getting ready. I'm like, I'm gonna try to figure it out. I gotta just get out there. And like Melo and a couple other OGs were like, kind of like, we pulled me to the side and we had a talk, and they're like, yo, like, this isn't the move. And they were trying to protect me. And you know, I think it's something that I personally was like, it wasn't just you and it was you and a couple others, and I was like, I'm grateful that y'all are giving me your veteran advice and wisdom. And then, you know, obviously with the wording of everything, I get crushed in the media. And I was like, Melo, I wish that you were one of the OGs, one of the vets, just at least came out and like backed me up a little bit, because I was hell bent on trying to play that series, like I really wanted to. And y'all could see like it's not like the body is not where it
possible.
used to be.
Yeah.
And that's not actually going to help you or the team.
Right. It's gonna hinder the whole process.
And so that's probably like that's the thing. I was like, man, I wish somebody just came out and helped me in that regard. But you know, that came and went, and that's fine. But
yeah.
Okay. I think it was cool that they finally got together. This was I think it made for a good podcast, a good, you know, for fans to look at, and for them to come back and, you know, give their perspective, because people really had Melo. They had Melo fucked up. They was saying Melo forcing Jeremy Lin out the offense. He's selfish, shit like that. And, you know, based on what we've reacted to, it's a combination of outside noise and just people within the organization just not on the same page, coaching staff and players. So, hey, it is what it is. What could have been. But anyways, I appreciate you guys, whoever's watching. Listen, man, if you're watching the Knicks and Spurs tonight, it's either the Knicks win the championship or the Spurs, you know, extend life. But make sure you follow me on Instagram. Do me a favor, if you're watching this, drop a like on the video. I definitely appreciate the support. It's free. Just tap it one time. Subscribe if you enjoyed the live stream. And it's Saturday. I might stream post game, or not post game. You know, win or loss, I will stream after tonight's game to discuss and give my thoughts. But it's win or go home for the Spurs. They dug themselves in this hole. Shit, get it done. Also, follow me on Twitch at bballunlocked_. I would appreciate the support. Follow all the socials. We need your support. We are a slow growing community, but we're going to get there. But I appreciate the support, guys. See you in the next one. And yeah, peace.